Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to some Make and Break. It is low poly day. I don't think we're going to be doing low poly day every Wednesday, but it's been wow, hello? I got deprogrammed for a second. It's been 3 Wednesdays in a row, and it's been going good, and I've been learning a lot. And that's the goal. We're all here to learn. So, we're going to keep it on. Today, we're doing a graveyard. We're doing a nice little graveyard. How am I doing? So before stream, I was in a bubble for everybody who wasn't watching. I made a weird. Here, I'll just show it off to everybody. I made us a little bit of a bubble that I can sit in and you can see chat. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, this is something I just played with for a little bit. I've been asked to take a drink. Everybody take a drink thanks to tea, and then I'll explain low poly, and then we'll jump straight into it. Low poly is some people have a defined regulation for what low poly means. For me specifically, what it refers to is trying to build things out of the smallest possible geometry that I can, and allowing myself to see things based on how readable they are and not how realistic they are. So like we'll go ahead and just make one real quick. And I'm actually going to throw on music because we'll be going straight into it. There we go. You let me know if the volume's good. So I'm going to make us a tombstone real quick. This was the first thing that I thought about when I thought of a graveyard, obviously. So I'll make a tombstone. Right? We could say that that's a tombstone done. Low poly. What's up, Beryl? I would argue that this is not good enough for a tombstone because it could be interpreted as basically anything else. And the goal is not to look like everything else. Hello? My computer's having some issues. So here is what I would argue a low poly tombstone ought to look like. Yeah, it froze. Oh no! Okay, well, some stream disasters going on, but I'm going to continue on. It'll be real quick, and then we'll be back. There we go. I'm going to do this. We're going to pop up. Actually, I want to do front and back. We're going to pop this on down and maybe also pop this on down. And I'd argue that that is a low poly tombstone. I'm cured and tomorrow can start eating good food. Well, that is exceptional. Good for you, Beryl. Also, how am I doing? I woke up late. I'm a little groggy. That's why I was eating on stream, because I chose to eat at the very last second before stream started. But... Oh, wow. I think I'm getting some networking issues. We're dropping quite a few frames. Huh. I'm going to give it a sec. There's nobody at the house right now, so it should be good. Let me make sure that my network settings are all good. Everything looks normal on my end. Our internet service provider has kind of been screwing us over lately. They've been lowering our speeds, and we pay for them. So it's like, hey, can you stop? Like, I pay you for this. Is it like the cell shading version of 3D modeling? No. It's basically just like you have a limited amount of space that you can work with. You want to keep these numbers right here as low as possible. So I'm going to say that that might be our tombstone. Oh man, we are really losing some frames. Can I change my settings while stream is running? Let's see. Something tells me this might be a real bad idea. Something tells me this might be a terrible idea. Let's see here. We're going to up that by 1, and we're going to up that by 1. I'm going to hit apply, and hopefully I don't break my whole stream right here and now. Okay, I've lowered my render on stream by 1. So, we'll see. I'm watching the drop frames, and it's pretty bad, but we'll live with it. So anyway, I'm going to jump straight into doing this thing. So I think that might look a little bit better for us. I'm just going to keep a really close eye on those drop frames, actually. So if you see me kind of panicking and looking over, you know what I'm doing. I actually have maybe a legitimate reason why this is happening. And it's kind of a dumb reason. I think my hard drive might be filling up a little bit. Let me check my hard drive real quick. Let's make sure that we're not going to blow up on stream today. And then we'll get to the 3D modeling, I promise. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it's getting just a little bit full, but we'll be fine today. So, moving on. All is well, we're back. So we got ourselves a tombstone, right? Let's go ahead and work off of this tombstone. So, that will be our tombstone. And we're going to go ahead and build out some terrain. The biggest thing about low poly modeling is the hardware that it can run on. So when you're low poly, you're sort of like determining a era of gaming that you're trying to emulate. So for me, it's mostly like N64. I'm basically trying to make like an N64 game. Not exactly, because they have a certain stylistic vision that I don't have. But as far as like hardware computational stuff is concerned, yeah, it's more N64 that we're going for. Boom, we'll pop that up. And we'll bring you on down. And we got a tombstone in the middle of a field. Ain't pretty bad right there. It looks like the drop frames are catching up. It looks like my download rate is looking good, so I think changing the settings was probably the answer. So cool. Let's go ahead and just call you the ground. And we'll get into doing some more work. So, I thought of this tombstone, and I thought of a fence to put around this place. Beyond that, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue what the heck I'm doing. I might also do a little bit of a weird camera angle here. I shouldn't be thinking about camera angles until I get to the actual meat of this, but I can't help it. That's who I am. So, let's go ahead and pop on a fence. So, I want to make myself a fence. I'm going to get rid of the ground for now. We don't need to look at that ground. I can predict where the ground is. It's just a big giant plane, and I'm going to move it anyway, so there's no use in looking at it. Okay, so here is the thought for me. I'm going to grab this guy. We're going to go into edit mode. We're going to pop him on over away from his object of origin. And I'm going to go ahead and just make myself a little Minecraft wall. So we're going to go ahead and grab you. We're going to go ahead and inset you. No, we're not. We're going to go ahead and apply scale first. Then we're going to inset you. Oh, look at that beauty. When you're insetting, sometimes you want to turn boundaries off, but it doesn't seem to want to work. Control to tweak. No. So instead, I'm going to do the boundaries manually myself, because I don't know why the boundaries aren't working, so we'll just do a little bit of that. Actually, it's fine just like that. This will work. And I will go ahead and grab ourselves a mirror modifier along the X. It looks perfect. Now I ask myself, how far away from these guys do I want? Maybe about there? You know what? Actually, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, this guy needs to be changed. Boom. Bring you down. And now we go to object. We hit apply. We're going to grab ourselves two of these little faces here, and we're going to bridge them. And we got a wall. Really nice, really easy wall. Oh gosh, stream is lagging again. Why is this happening? Why? How bad is it? You guys still with me? Are we okay? Is it the worst stream you've ever been to? Perfect. Somebody tells me that perfect was not related to that comment. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and we're going to add a cool little brick texture to make this thing kind of pop, but we're going to say that that's probably it for now. Part of me wants to go on a little hunt right now and see if there's computers that are turned on in the house, and I'll go turn them off. But something tells me that's probably not the best idea for stream right now. If I had a camera, we'd go IRL. Far away from the worst stream I've ever seen. You're right, I've done worse. I've definitely done worse. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and put a little fence around this place. So what I'm going to want to do is pop on a circular curve, make it quite large. We're going to surround this whole place with a big old circle. I might actually take the circle and squish it down a little bit. Hey, Drew, how you doing? What are you making? We are working on a low poly graveyard today. So I got myself a little tombstone here, and we got a little fence. We're going to build a little graveyard, put a little tomb up here, some trees, and we'll see what we feel from there. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it. Not too bad. How's everything with you? Good. Oh, I never finished my story earlier. So I woke up late. Didn't have any time to get ready for stream. Hence why everything's happening today. Kind of freaked out a little bit. And then I decided to take a shower because I didn't have any time. Might as well take a shower, right? So I took a shower. And in my shower, I decided to do a deep condition. I decided to clean out my ears. I decided to like comb all of my loose hair out. And so I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling like super refreshed. You know, you can compound that with the stress of, hey, I have a stream and I should have been paying attention, but it felt good. It felt real nice. Okay, there we go. So we got ourselves a weird looking setup here. And it's also not complete. Why is it not complete? If we move a little closer, we can see a wild PC in its natural habitat. What are we talking about? What if I just use a curve modifier? If I just use a curve modifier with an array, this could work a little bit better, right? Oh yeah, that's infinitely better. Why was I doing it the hard way? Okay, we're going to set these guys out just a little bit. We'll say maybe like 2.3, and then I'm going to lower that count quite a bit. And we're going to want to make sure that this seam holds up, so I'm going to just lower that down just a little bit. Perfect. There she is. Look at that. You can't complain about that. That looks pretty good. The one thing I think I might want to do is change the scale of everything. You said you want to hurt PCs? When did I say that? I don't remember saying that. Oh, actually, you know what every graveyard has? It has a big old entrance right here up front. So when I feel comfortable, I'm going to remove these guys, and we're going to put a big, like, sign thing up here. I think that'll do it. I think that'll look good. Also, I want to edit one thing about this. I kind of forgot that I wanted to do this, but I want to do this. Hunt. I've lost the thread. I don't know what's going on anymore. That's okay. I don't want to hurt PCs. What are we doing here? What the heck is going on here? Why is this not flat? Huh. Isn't that weird? Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all of these. I think this is how I'm going to fix this problem. Grab all of this. We're going to do an SZ0. Make it flat. Did that work? Do we still have the thing there? Is there a hidden vertex in here somewhere? Grab all of it. Merge by distance. Nothing. Okay, perfect. Cool. So now I can just come in here, grab all of this. We're going to extrude along normals just a little bit. I will grab this whole area and just pull it up a little bit. And that should make the walls look quite a bit more believable. Yeah, look at that. Kind of looks like those fake, weird, like, white fences that people get around their houses and they think that they're uppity. There's nothing wrong with being uppity, but those fake white fences are atrocious. So if you own a fake white fence, I apologize. But come on, it looks bad. We got to face the facts. It's bad. Okay, boom. Let's put this guy down. And we'll come back up. And I'm checking my drop frames, and I just mentioned it, so I'm going to jinx myself, but it's looking pretty good right now. Also, we went over somehow. I'm not sure how we got back to that, but sure. Maybe I changed my scaling a little bit. I'm not sure what we did. Let's go back down to 2, and we'll go up 2. Sure, that'll work. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're here. So we got ourselves walls. They're going to be like mossy cobblestone kind of Minecrafty looking things. And now we want to fill out the actual area. So what do we want? We're going to want ourselves a tomb. Let's make a tomb, or a mausoleum, I think is the proper way to say that. Is there a cultural name for that? What do people call these buildings in your, like, country? What are they called? Because I think they're called mausoleums here. These, like, little tiny tombs at graveyards. What the heck are these things called? I'm pretty sure they're called mausoleums. Okay, so I'm going to grab 2 of these guys. And we're going to go ahead and pull them apart like that. And we're going to do the exact same thing here and do our best to square this guy off. First, you saint, you will hurt PCs. Then you read hunt as hurt. Isn't the first time you misread something? Hey, I'm an English major. I'm allowed to misread things. It's kind of my job. Misreading things and accidentally inferring truths from, like, my own mistakes is what we do. That's what we're good at. Okay, this is looking pretty good if I say so myself. You know what? I actually want to do 2, and I want to do the nice spread the same way that we did it the first time. Just like that. And I'm going to make a door here, but I'm not sure what I want to do with that door yet. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. But we're going to do the exact same thing we did to the wall. It's a mausoleum. Well, thank you. Now I know for a fact that you guys are on a huge delay. Because I asked that question a long time ago. So there is 100% a delay. Which, oh well, we'll work with it, I guess. I don't mind a delay, as long as we all know that we're communicating in different time zones. If it's underground, it's called a crypt. You got it. Not too much of a delay. Heard you ask it a while ago. Okay. Dhruv, you've done it. You've given me the keys to the kingdom. It's one of those words, mausoleum is one of those words where I'm like, I know for a fact people in Britain call it something else. That's okay. You don't need to apologize for that. I'm dying. Okay, we're back. It's definitely one of those words that's like gonna be different everywhere, I think. Also, the verb read needs a better past tense than read. Read, read, yeah. Mobile sucks. Mobile's actually not that bad. Mobile Twitch is pretty good, if I say so myself. Now, the question is, what am I doing here? As I look at my disheveled head. What What do we want to do here? You know what I'm going to do? Actually, we're going to go ahead and fix this guy up just a little bit. There's no reason that this needs to look like this. So we're going to do a little bit of this. You avoid using mobile at all costs. I don't blame you whatsoever. I very rarely use anything on my phone. I go on my phone to read Discord messages when I'm not at my computer and to check Instagram. Occasionally, I'll use my phone to take pictures. Beyond that, I am a PC guy or I am a no technology guy. Maybe a catacomb or a sepulcher? I have no idea what a sepulcher is. Somebody tells me you got a lot of knowledge about this stuff, though. What? Oh, no, there's vertices here. Why are there vertices here? Get rid of these guys. We don't want you. You're supposed to be dissolved. Make sure we are grabbing everything and making sure everything is as low poly as it can be, because we don't want to deal with that. That's nonsense. And let's get up and make this mausoleum. There we go. Now I have to apply scale. Come down here, and we're going to go ahead and bevel these little faces. And come on, please. There we go. How's that for a mausoleum? That's pretty good. I'll go ahead and pop a hole in the door here, and we'll say that's it. Cease vertices. Absolutely. If I just go ahead and delete this face, right? What's the harm? Right? There's no harm in deleting a face. Part of me thinks I need to use a solidify modifier. I don't want to use a solidify, but oh well. We'll do it. I'll go ahead and do like a 1. That's way too much. Maybe like a 0.1. Let's see. 0.4. 0.4 is way too much. 0.2. 0.2 is too much. Okay, 0.1 it is. We're going to do a 0.1. We're going to hit apply. We're going to go to edit. And I could use my hidden sort of setup here, but I'm not going to do that. Who cares? What I want to do is grab all of this and put a face on it. And I'm going to want to grab all of this, if I have it correctly. Yes, and put a face on it. And we're golden. I think there's a lot of hidden vertices in here that I have to fix, but this isn't a super real sketch. I'm not too worried. So I think we're just going to take it as is. What I will do is I will fix this part right here. Tell you what. We do need to fix this, because if I don't fix it, it's only going to sit and haunt me forever. What am I looking at? Why is it see-through? It's not see-through. What? Oh, these are the walls in front of it. Holy cow. Wow, that was mind-blowing. Never mind. Let's pretend we didn't see that. You guys did not see me do that. I'm good at 3D modeling, I promise. Anyway, moving on from that. Wow, that was embarrassing. We're going to go ahead and grab this, put a J on there. We're going to grab you, put a J on there. And we should be just about here. All right, so that is all nice and verticed up. I see no harm in deleting a face. 3D artists and serial murderers. You said 3D artists and serial murderers. I don't really see the difference. I think it sounds like the same group to me. All right, we're going to go ahead and grab this. We're going to go ahead and hide it. We're going to pop up. And we're going to go ahead and do some vertices right here. And then we're done with the mausoleum. Nice and easy. I might put some little tombstones in here, but maybe it's not a big deal. I suppose the big decision for us today is this place haunted? Like, what's the vibe we're going for? Nope, I don't want to hook anything. I want to use Alt-H. No! What the heck is this? That was weird. It was like a weird pop-up that just happened on my computer. It was like asking me what... I think it might have been my music player. Alright, that looks alright to me. Yes. Just a capital yes. Haunted? Okay, we want haunted. Alright, alright. I figured everybody would want haunted. Haunted's okay with me. It needs little ghosts. Alright, we'll make some low poly ghosts. Sure, why not? Let's put the mausoleum back here. Now, what I need to do... Let's finish the scene first, and then we'll put ghosts and stuff in it. Am I going to do ghosts, or am I going to do, like, will-o-wisps? Because I think a will-o-wisp is a good vibe. Haunted, but the ghosts are harmless and tell fart jokes? Okay. I think you all have a very specific aesthetic. And I think the moment somebody says something like that, everybody goes, yes, that's a good idea. So I'm just kind of waiting until everybody says, yes, that's a good idea, before I say, no, we're not going to do that. So I'll let it stream in for a little bit. We'll give it a sec for everybody to say, yes, that's a good idea. You know, F for yes, that's a good idea. I feel like graveyards always have one big gnarled tree. You got it. You got it. We'll do a tree. Oh man, we are killing it on the soundtrack today. Wisps are cute. I do like me a wisp. Although, I think I could do like a really nice traditional ghost as well. Okay, so we got ourselves a little coffin, like tomb head sort of thing. Right there. And I want to grab both of these faces and bevel them down. Maybe I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to bevel that center bit. I just want to bevel the outside. Oh, and we need to apply scale. For sure we need to apply scale, because I made super big differences to this. There we go. Look at that. That's literally perfect. Look how absolutely perfect that looks. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Now I'm going to join these guys together. And what we will do is we will place them all around. You know what? We have a round graveyard going on here, so I'm going to stick to the round. There's no reason not to keep it round. So let me go ahead and put another curve on here. And let's not freak out, because I'm going to freak out. Start angle is 0. Start angle needs to be 90. Start angle, okay, math real quick. What do I want? I want a 30-degree angle, which means I'm going to need 120 to 60. Right? And why is it all goofy there on the end? Oh, that's perfect. That looks great. Cool, so we got that, and we're going to go ahead and stretch him up. Let's set origin to geometry, and let's stretch this guy out. Make ourselves just a little bit of an area here to work on. And then we're going to copy you and bring you back, and stretch you out just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy you and bring you up, and we're going to shrink you down and curve you sideways. Okay, we got 2 votes on the wisps. That's a strong recommendation for the wisps. So I guess wisps will probably have to do it. Remove that vertice, remove that vertice. Come back over here. Make this a little bit bigger. Something tells me this has SEMO written all over it. This has big SEMO energy. SEMO would love to make a graveyard. Look at everyone being friendly in chat. I always love when people are friendly in chat. As long as you guys are good to each other, that's all that matters to me. All right, we're going to pop that down. We're going to grab you. We're going to pop this one down. And we have ourselves kind of the weirdest looking Spotify logo, which is perfect. So what do we want to do here? Copy, paste, bring it back. Copy, paste, bring it back. Do we like the size of this? I think the size looks just about perfect, so let's go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and do a fit to curve. Curve is going to be U, which is going to be front row. And you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and just make this a separate collection, because if I don't, I'm going to lose track of it. So we're going to call you front row. Okay, we got another vote for wisps. A reluctant thing for wisps. That's very big of you. You know, the word reluctant is like one of my least favorite words in the world. A lot of people disagree with this, and that's because people grew up on it, and that's fine. If you grew up on it, that's fine. But reluctant sounds like it means the opposite of what it means. Reluctant sounds like I'm happy to do something. Oh, I'm reluctant. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'm reluctant. It doesn't sound like you don't want to do it. That just drives me nuts. I don't get the word reluctant. Okay, we are looking pretty good. Mind me for taking a little bit of extra time, but we're just go ahead and packing all this in. This cube is our, I'm going to call it a Moz, because I don't want to spell it. We have a Bezier curve, which is that. That's perfect. All of this will work just fine. And now I can take you, and you are front row. We're going to go ahead and add an array. Put the array up to the top here. And we're going to go ahead and just do it. There we go. There we go. Oh, this is it. We're here. Okay, what I'm going to do is grab you. No, grab you and then grab you and go Control L modifiers. Hey, Ace, how you doing? Ace, would you prefer I call you Ace on stream, or would you prefer I call you by your chosen name? I'm going to go ahead and drop this down just a little bit and go ahead and separate these guys out. These guys paid for the big spaces. They made the big money. They're a little stretched, which I think is weird, but I kind of don't mind. A little bit of variation is probably good for us. Also, why is this guy so squished over here? I don't really get what's going on with this curve, but sure, that'll have to do. And I'll grab you, and we'll do the exact same thing. We'll control and copy the modifiers. And instead of this... Oh, I understand. Nope. We messed up. It was my fault. Now we're back. It was my fault that they looked so weird. I fixed it. Okay, look at that. Chosen name is good. I don't get to hear it a lot, so perfect. Well, for everybody in chat, Ace Dragons goes by Saf, like Sapphire. So we'll all be super nice and respect that name and make everyone feel welcome here. Okay, now we've done it. I fixed the problem. It only took me a little too long to fix the problem, but we have fixed the problem. So, let's go ahead and say that this looks a-okay to me. This is pretty good looking. I think we might want to set origin to... No. Set origin to geometry. Pull this back. Oh, Streamlabs. I forgot to fix my Streamlabs. It's still kind of going a little bit buggy, but that's okay. Okay. Look at this. We got ourselves the beginnings of a graveyard. I'll make the tomb maybe just a little bit bigger. We'll go ahead and sink everything onto the ground plane in just a little bit, but for the time being, let's not worry about it. Your Streamlabs was buggy today? Why was that? What was happening? We're going to go ahead and make that gnarled tree now. Let's make a tree. So I'm going to start with a sapling generator, and I'm going to hope that this works. But there's a big part of me that thinks that this is not going to work. What do we want? Load preset. An aspen is not correct. Lagging and not letting me type? Strange. It's just been a weird day for streaming. It looks like I've dropped a lot more frames. I don't get how you get a positive undertone from the word reluctant. I feel so contrived. What a writer. You have the most writer energy I've heard in a hot minute. That's some big writer energy right there. Why does this not do anything? Oh, whoops, I messed up. Okay, we're back to the sapling generator. Let's go ahead and put on a willow. And I just don't want the branches to be like intersecting each other like that. That looks so bad. So please, stop doing that. How am I gonna do this? Curve resolution doesn't matter. Bevel resolution matters a little bit. And let's switch over to branch splitting. Okay. Splitting angles. There we go. That's exactly what we want right there. We want everything to split real far from each other. Just like that. A nice mangled looking tree. It is overlapping quite a bit, but I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I think what we want to do is go to branches and remove... No! Back up. Okay, thank you. Branches. Here we go. Here we go. 5. There we go. That's our tree. That's a perfect, evil, scary, bad-looking tree. That guy looks awful. He looks like he could topple over at any minute. Let's put some leaves on him. Show some leaves. Wow, those are the worst, puniest leaves I've ever seen. We want the leaves to be big. And we want a lot of them. There we go. That's our awful looking tree right there. We got ourselves a real bad tree. Let's go ahead and put him where he belongs, over here next to the mausoleum. And the thing about trees, every time you have a tree, if you've ever planted a tree and taken care of a tree, to everybody who's never been outside before, that's mean. I'm sorry. That was mean. You plant trees, right? And you'll plant them next to a building. And you're like, hey, I want the tree to bend that way, away from the building. And the tree always goes towards the thing you don't want it to go towards. I don't know why. Trees are trolls. They always go in the direction you don't want them to go in. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to make the tree go over towards the mausoleum. And we're starting to form a graveyard here. Oh gosh, we're dropping so many frames. Why is this happening? You know what? I think I might need to close down Discord. So I'm going to tell everybody, please keep voting. Please keep voting and please keep, doing what you like. But I'm going to go ahead and close Discord so it's not taking up my bandwidth. And I'll go ahead and check it on my phone when it comes time to actually do the final render. So, no Discord today. All right, so what is next? We got ghosts. I got to make the tombstones look a little bit more believable. Wow, we're kind of killing it on time. What the heck? You know what I think would sell this? Okay, I got an idea for how we're going to sell this. We're going to go ahead and build out another tree. Whoops. Get rid of you. Also, I just realized that we threw the tree... Oh, no, the tree's good. Tree's perfect. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We're going to want to go ahead and build out a bunch of trees. And here is how we're going to kill it. We got ourselves a tree. Oh, no, I clicked it. Get ourselves a tree for the third time. We're going to go ahead and click to geometry. Make sure that we have a birch. Not a birch. What do I want? An aspen. I want an aspen. So we got an aspen tree, right? I'm going to make a bunch of these and put them out. And it'll look really weird that there's not the correct tree out here. That'll sell the idea. There's part of me that wants a birch instead, but I think an aspen looks the part. So I think I'm going to make an aspen and just paint it to look like a birch. So don't kill me. You don't see frame drops, might be because I'm doing other stuff. Well, that's ideal for me. So, good. Yeah, I'm not too pleased about these frame drops, but there's not really anything I can do about it. Oh, you know, when leaves are hexagon shaped? The heck does that mean? Why are they hexagon shaped? Also, I just messed it up again. I know there's a button that you can press to bring it back. I don't know what the button is. It'll take too long to look it up. So I'm just going to go from scratch and be very careful with what I'm clicking on. Let's go back to leaves. And let's put on... No! No! Oh, man. Blender is a fickle beast, isn't it? We're back to Aspen. We're here. Show me the leaves. You are going low poly? Explain. Oh, for the hexagon leaves? You're right. No, I don't want to do that. That's like way too gross. Now, I ask myself, what are we actually doing here? We got dupla faces, dupla verts? No. I'll never understand what any of this stuff means. Huh. You know what? I'm going to skip the tree for now. It's been too much of a hassle and it's making me stressed out. So I'm done. Done with that. Done with that. Goodbye. We're going to go ahead and hit apply on these tombstones so that I can get rid of these curves. This might be jumping the gun a little bit, so I'm actually not going to do it. There we go. So what's next? Next, let's make some ghosts. So some will-o-wisps. Now, I'm kind of between a couple ideas here. A will-o-wisp is a volume. It's a cloud. And if I make a cloud, it's going to be a volume, and the volume is not a low poly kind of thing that you can do. Hey, Mango. Might want to reduce the tree geometry of the trees. I'm not going to worry about that. T has recommended that we all take a drink of water. Let's take a drink of water. For anybody who doesn't personally know T, T loves to give people commands. It's T's favorite thing in the world. So when they can tell us to drink water, they get a little bit giddy about it. Okay, let's go ahead and make a ghost. Be right back. That is perfectly okay. I appreciate you saying that you're going to be right back, but also, you do you. Not required. I have no expectations of anybody being here. Make them like Pose from Zelda? That's not what I had in my mind. Is Amazing Barrel gold for just me? Gold? What do you mean gold? They're orange for me. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do some divisions on this thing. Like that. Like that. Username color? Yeah, they're like orange. It's not gold for me. But it's close enough. Might as well be. Okay, here's the thought, right? And actually, I can dissolve this edge. And we can go ahead and bevel this on up. And then we'll go ahead and grab you and square you on down. Is you and Amazing Barrel's color the same? For me, you're yellow and Barrel is orange. So they are not the same. They are similar. Bro gonna make me blush. Very cute. We're gonna add one more subdivision right here and do that. And I'll go ahead and just do a little pull there and a little pull here. And I'll say that that is a Will of the Wisp. It's not the best looking thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's not bad. There is a part of me that wants to subdivision it. Oh, wow, it's just turned into a gourd. No, we can't subdivision. It's not allowed to subdivision on low poly day. So, let's node this guy up real quick. We're going to go to world. We're going to double check that our HDRI is working correctly. I'm double checking my frames and making sure. It looks like I just get spikes where my internet goes down, so it might be the hurricane, actually. Instead of freaking out and saying that it's my fault or whatever, it is possible that the hurricane is messing up with, like, lines. People might be freaking out and redistributing things, and it's very possible it has nothing to do with me. So we can all relax on the drop frames. I'm just going to keep panicking because that's my job. But it's okay. All right, so that's what I think a Will of the Wisp looks like. It's got like an emissive thing to it. It's like shaped, right? Here's what a Will of the Wisp looks like. It looks like, grab you, let's go edit, grab it, move it up so that the object of origin is right in that center of the bulb right there. And then I'm going to grab a gradient texture. We're going to use a quadratic sphere. Quadratic sphere goes to a color ramp. All of that gets plugged straight into the emission color. And we Control T to bring it out and go to Object. Emission strength comes up to 1. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's beautiful. We're going to go ahead and edit him once more and bring him down just a little bit so that light is very centered. And now the question is, what are we going to do? What color is a will-o-wisp? Will-o-wisps are either purple, red, orange, or blue. I'm kind of thinking this is the color scheme we're going to want to go for. Now I got to find a way to do the density correctly, because the density is definitely hard. That flat line being there is really difficult. I hate this. This looks super bad. Even if it is low poly, it looks really bad. The way that they solved this in old games is they would put a paper texture on and actually paint the image and do rotation vertices on it. I'm not a 2D artist. I can't really pull something like that off. Huh. You know what? I will take the moment to do a little bit more polygons. I don't want to do the polygons here, but I think it's necessary to get the look. And if we have to make a little consolidation to make something look nice, who cares, right? That ain't that big. So I'm going to grab both of these and pop them up. And we'll say, how in the heck are you looking, bud? That ain't that bad. That ain't that bad. We're going to make the light a little bit more subtle, but what I really want to do is pull the scale up just a little bit. So let's take this guy and put him like 0.7. And the more I look at this, the more I think to myself, what a wonderful world. No, I think to myself that I want to change the color. The fact that it's so blue on the inside there is kind of gross. Why is it white? That doesn't make any sense. He shouldn't be white. Far. No, we have to do RGB. Go back, go back, go back. Why are you so not blue? Is it because the blue is that blue? Huh. Well, sure. That's our Will-O-Wisp. Okay, that's what I'm going to stick with. I think I will take it upon myself to edit it one more time, pull it up just a little bit more, just so we can get that little flick at the top. And that's a Will-O-Wisp. Done. Is it low poly? No, it's not. It's not low poly at all. But we'll have to manage. Oh, if I reduce the size too, it loses light. Weird. Volumes are weird, man. I don't know like if volumes are weird in all platforms, but on Blender, volumes are super weird. So we'll go ahead and just toss that guy over there, and we'll put a few of them all over the place. What I might do is take them and put a particle system on them. Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a cool idea. That's what we'll do. I'm going to do that. So bear with me. I'm going to come back to this Will-O-the-Wisp in a little bit. Next up, we need some wood, or not wood, some textures for these tombstones. So what are these tombstones if not pieces of rock that look like that? They would be incredibly rough, low specular. They'd have no sheen. They probably would not have clear coat unless they were wet. Do we want things to be wet? You know what? I can live with some wet. Let's go ahead and grab layer weight and do facing, and this will be how wet they are. Which I can't seem to make work for some reason. What about Fresnel? Nope, I saw it. It was there. Yeah, sure. You're wet. Easy. Just a little bit of wet on there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So I can take that and blend it down just a little bit. So when you look dead on, it's dry. And when you look on the side, there's a little slick surface. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that is our tombstones. I'm going to call this tombstone, and we're going to go ahead and do some texture work on top of that. But just to make them all look normal, T is really pushing on the everybody stay hydrated, and I couldn't be happier to be healthy. So everybody, let's grab your favorite mug. I got a little mug that has a little stone texture on it, which is very appropriate for today. And we drink. Okay, so We want to take this tombstone and make it look like a piece of rock. Now, I got to ask myself, are normal maps allowed? Because that wouldn't have been a thing in the N64 era. But am I doing N64? Do I care? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot and see what it looks like. If it looks too weird, we'll take it back. But I kind of think there's nothing wrong with iterating upon the past. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to really take a look at this guy. So we're going to do object data. And what you want to do when you have a Musgrave that you're trying to get a stone texture out of is you're putting a color ramp down. Yep, that's already the start of it. And you want to bring the two edges closer together to flatten out those vertices. And then you're going to want to do your detailing and your dimension. And that's how you get a nice looking stone texture. Although it looks a little too weird for me. There's something missing here. So let's pop this guy up. There we go. Just like that. I might even go as far as to add another black down here with some white in between the two of them. And we're just going to lightly push this guy down until we get something we like. There we go. That's a good looking texture. That looks great. Do I like it? Does it work on low poly? I have no clue. It does kind of give everything a weird contrast. If we make it look light enough, it might just look like a texture map. Do I care? I don't know if I care. You know what? It's fine. I'm going to live with it. It looks great. Problem solved. Next, let's do this. Now, this one has me very worried because I have to do something a little nuts to make this one work. So bear with me. We're going to go ahead and just dig into one of them. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, we have just one. We need a bump map. Pop this guy down. I'm going to want to grab us a brick texture. Brick works right there. And then we're also going to want vines. How the heck am I going to make vines? I suppose it has to be a wave texture, right? I can't think of anything else that would make vines other than a wave texture. So it's going to be a wave texture. Okay, so we're going to start with brick. So brick is going to look like this, but it's really janky for some reason. Why are you so janky? Why does it look so weird? Huh. Did you just do another hydrate, or did that just pop up on my stream all of a sudden? Seems like that came out of nowhere. I'm looking at this, and I don't know if the UVs make any sense here. If I switch over to edit, right, and we got one, and I grab it, and I'm going to do UVs, Smart UV Project. I mean, that looks really bad, doesn't it? You only did it once? Well, you got a free one from me, so we'll go ahead and just take that. There you are. Okay, we're here. We're there. Cube Project. That's what I wanted. Cube Project. And we're just going to get the size perfect so that everything matches up correctly. There's going to be a little bit of awkwardness up here. I don't care. I hate to not care, but I don't care. I think I kind of just want it to be 1. Clip to bounds. What is your favorite N64 game? That is tough, isn't it? Majora's Mask is pretty good. Oh, there we go. Hey, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Majora's Mask is up there for sure. Ocarina of Time, it's a good game. It's an amazing game, and it deserves like its accolades and all that sort of stuff. But I'm kind of over Ocarina of Time. When people like gush about it, you know, Ocarina of Time, I'm like, whatever. It's good. That's fine. It's good. I'm not upset about it, but like, it's not my game. I'm not an Ocarina of Time guy. Jet Force Gemini is a game that I've been thinking about a lot lately. That doesn't mean that it's good, though. Jet Force Gemini is cool, though. It's a very cool game. Favorite N64 game? Man, I don't know. That's tough. I played so much N64. Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Tooie. Oh, it's Banjo-Tooie. It's Banjo-Tooie. Nope. We're done. We're done thinking about it. It's Banjo-Tooie. I like Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie's good. It's Banjo-Tooie. Oh, Banjo-Tooie kills, man. Banjo-Tooie's so good. Oh, I love that game. Good God, I love that game. Yeah, it's got to be Banjo-Tooie. There's no way. Banjo-Kazooie is good, and when people love Banjo-Kazooie, I'm with you. I'm so with you. Banjo-Kazooie is an amazing game. It is a game that has aged well. You could pick it up and play it right now, and you could feel compelled by it. It is a very good game. Banjo-Tooie has energy. That game has energy. Really good energy. Do you ever play Conker's Bad Fur Day? I was not allowed to play it as a kid for very obvious reasons. So I played it much later in life. And that's not very good. It's charming. I mean, it's like a funny game, right? Like it's got a lot of humor to it, but it's not very good. I feel like that game did not age well at all. And sort of the consensus of like, ooh, it's inappropriate, just doesn't track at all anymore. Ooh, there we go. That's a brick texture right there. I wasn't allowed to play it either. I just watched my brothers play it. I can't believe your brothers were allowed to play it. That's kind of crazy. It's a pretty weird game, all things considered. It's just like kind of gross. You know what? This does need to be a little bit red because the vines are going to do the green for us anyway. Oh, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Now what I want to do is I want to lower the value on one of these quite considerably. And I think we might also want to change the hue to 0. I want this guy green. This wall is cracked in both ways. You are on the cracked game right now. Green. There we go. That's green. That'll do. And the saturation will go way up to just emphasize that green a little bit. And we'll throw on some good amount of bias. And now I can take this guy and crank him up just a little bit. Bias can be lowered just a little bit. keep forgetting to remove the second half of this song because I don't like the second half of this song. So you know what? I'm just going to skip it right now. Peace. There we go. And now we're on to Ori. Okay, yeah. This is it. This is a great looking wall. He looks wonderful. Now we need to put some vines on him. Here's where things are going to get really messy, and I apologize in advance for this. But you're going to have to bear with me while I make this work. Na, 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 na. I feel like it's a shame to say that this is the only good song from Ori and the Blind Forest, because the music is very appropriate. The music works really well. But, like, man, is this the song from Ori and the Blind Forest? This is the one that, like, counts. Okay, so we got ourselves some vines. I'm going to go ahead and get them really neatly tied into here. And I'm going to want the white to be the minority on this guy. Because we're going to want them to be really small, slick-looking vines. And I'll go ahead and grab our object and throw object onto here. I might even throw UVs onto here. Yeah, we'll do UVs. I don't want that same thing that we had with the bricks happening. All right, I've received a Discord message, which I'm assuming is people voting. I don't know what the heck Beryl just posted in chat, but I guess we'll check that out later. From what I read, it looked like the craziest thing in the world. So shout out to whatever's going on in Beryl's world. Okay, so I want to be a little bit careful not to go crazy on this. So we're going to want to up the distortion until we start getting these pulls, but I don't want the pulls to get too weird. Yeah, I saw crack cocaine and stuff like that. So we're just going to move on from that for a little bit. Now, I don't know if this looks good. It does look interesting. If I up the detail scale... No. Okay. I see. I see how we're going to do this. We're going to do this really subtle. We're going to keep it really chill. Keep it chill. Keep it chill. Just keep it chill. Let's not even think about it. Shout out to the Pikmin soundtrack. Pikmin is a game that just gives and gives and gives. Huge love for Pikmin. Okay, so now we can come into here and make this guy nice and dark, weird-looking green. And I can actually come into here and pull this guy down to an even darker, weirder-looking green with some yellow in it. And it's not holding its weight as well as I'd like it to. Okay, you're going to have to be more of like an evergreen and darker. And you're going to have to be more of a dead green. And come really close in. And we'll say, how in the world does that look? Yeah, it's going to have to be darker than that. Even darker than that. This one's going to have to be a little bit lighter. Oh, that actually looks pretty good from a distance. That looks pretty good from a distance. Is it perfect? No. Would I put this in a game? No. But I don't hate it. It works for low poly, and so far we're only an hour in. We're only an hour into this stream, and this is already looking like kind of a done deal. We got tombstones, and we got walls, and we're looking good. Part of me wants to grab this guy and give him the wall texture. So I'm going to give you mossy. You're going to go ahead and just be a little bit of mossy for us. We're going to see how that looks on you. We need to fix your UVs. Take me to edit mode. Take me to those UVs. If the green glowed, it would be interesting. I'm going to refrain from that. It is an interesting idea, but I'm going to refrain. I should have selected everything. There we go. That is pretty good looking. Now, there is a little bit of a high contrast weirdness to this that I want to remove. So I'm going to add some saturation to these guys. Like that. What I want to do is make it not look like the tombstones, because if it looks too close to the tombstones, maybe I want the tombstones to look a little bit closer. Maybe we're looking at this backwards. Maybe the tombstones should be closer in color to that, maybe with a little bit of a bluish undertone. And then that'll be sort of like against the idea of the ground texture. Well, that's interesting. Okay, sure. Sure. We'll do this. Why not? So that is going to be the rough outline of what we're doing. Part of me wants to make like an edge highlight and really highlight the edges of these guys, but anything I can do to emphasize the low polyness is probably not good. So I'm gonna keep back on that. Next up, we got the tree. And the tree, we need it to be a birch. Which, is that my pine texture? Oh, it looks bad. Why does it look so bad? I pre-made this pine texture a little while ago. I don't know why it looks so bad. Why do you look so weird? Why does it look so weird? Huh. I don't know. I need to fix this pine texture. Something happened to it. It didn't look like this when I did it on the test file. But we'll switch over to like an oak or something, and then I'll just take all the saturation out, and that should get close enough to the result that we want. So if I just do like this, maybe add a little bit of saturation on this guy right here. No. Hold on. Go back. Back. Remove the saturation on you. No. Remove the saturation on you. And then we take this and pull this guy back. And make you just a little bit darker. And say, how does that look? That's close enough for my purposes. I can live with that. Next up, we're going to want the leaves. Leaves are going to be a bit of a struggle. I suppose we can just make them green and call it a day, but something tells me that might be a little bit cheap here. Do we care? Maybe we don't care. Maybe that looks fine. Huh. You know what? I kind of like that weird, gross green. That works for a graveyard. Okay, cool. So we've done all of the boring stuff, I would say. It's not boring. It's actually pretty cool. But boring is a word that I've used, so I'm going to use that word. We'll make the vines a little bit smaller. And we'll go ahead and build out the rest of this. So what are we up to? We got like a full hour and 15 minutes before we even need to think about doing a speed sketch. So what are we doing here? I guess first and foremost, I should make the ground texture. That way we can actually see what we're working on. So I'll go ahead and make a ground. When I think ground, I immediately think that we should use a noise texture with a color ramp because I'm a broken record and you do everything kind of the same way once you get too used to it. We pop out this and we use an object node to make sure that the noise is good enough for us. And I mean, that is a really good looking ground texture already. Add a little bit of distortion to crease up the dirt a little bit, maybe too much of a distortion. And then we're going to go ahead and make some dirt. So dirt, what is dirt? Dirt is brown. Dirt looks kind of like that. And then it's got that green yellow thing going on. Time to make some noise. We're always making some noise. We'll go ahead and use a little bit of B-spline. Pop this guy down. If Simo were here, Simo would tell me not to use green because green is not actually how things look and they actually have grass to them. So, you know what, Simo, since you're probably actually here and probably just not talking, I will respect that. I will respect your wishes in the afterlife, which is relevant to what we're looking at here. So I'm assuming the camera might look something like... The camera angle is probably going to be something like this. I'll probably take the picture like that. That's not a bad looking camera angle. So let's add some grass. So we're finally out of the node edit. And let's add ourselves a little boring piece of grass. Grass is really easy because it looks like this. It's a plane. You rotate it 90 degrees. You pop them on down. And we're up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fold this guy over by just a little bit. And then we're going to grab both these ends and merge them together. If you want to get extra fancy, and I guess we can get extra fancy, there's no reason not to, we'll do a little bit of a bend to it. And that's a piece of grass done. So now we got to go ahead and determine how big do we want this grass to be. Well, I'm thinking the grass is probably going to be smaller than the tombstones. Because if it's not smaller than the tombstones, it'll stick out of the tombstones. And I don't want that. So we're going to say that's probably the size of the grass right there. Not half bad. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into edit mode, make sure we grab the whole thing and pull up the angle so it pops out of the ground instead of being inside like the way that we're looking at here. Perfect. So what is that called? That is called grass. Grass. Grab the ground. And I guess the ground doesn't need to be so crazy big, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. So I'm going to add a hair modifier. Where is hair? Hair. Render it out as an object. The object in question will be our grass. And now I look, where is it? Oh, they're all over the place. So scale is 1. Why does the scale look like that? Hair length is 1. 1 and 1 should be 1, correct? Not bad. And then I'm actually going to take this opportunity to say 500. So we're going to lower the quantity just a little bit. Pop into weight paint. I can't weight paint this for some reason, which is because this guy needs to be boom, boom. Once more. Sure. Now we can weight paint just this part. Cool. That'll work. Now I can come back into here, and we're going to go down to vertex groups, density, grab our world settings. And now all of the grass should be nice and in here. And it should be easy enough for me to just grab this. What are we doing? What are we doing? We want children. We want children, and we want their radius to be larger. Right. We could actually probably put the radius even larger than that. Like 5. And then we can just up it to like 40. And now there'll be patches of grass everywhere. That's not half bad looking. That's not half bad looking. Cool. Okay, so let's go back to nodes and let's node these guys up. I thought you don't want children. Beryl, you got a good memory there. That's a really good memory. You know what? I'm looking at this guy. I'm kind of thinking we do want him just a little bit bigger. I want to be careful that we don't clip too much, but I do want them bigger. Maybe I want them wider. Sure, that'll do. And we'll go ahead and just make this some grass. So, grass, if I think I understand how grass works, grass is like the most artificial looking substance in the world. It's like a yellow-green, a little bit dark, mostly high saturation. That's what grass looks like, right? Grass is pretty not real looking. It's also kind of reflective, if I remember correctly. Do I know what grass looks like? Am I alive right now? Why do I not know what grass looks like? Huh. Weird. It's been a hot minute since I've looked at some grass. We'll go ahead and darken it up a little bit. We'll say that looks like grass. They probably have really high specular the more I think about it. And now we have the ground texture. And if we're here on the ground texture, you know what we could probably get away with? We could probably get away with adding a little bit of a normal to it, just to give it some shadows. We've already gone ahead and bit the bullet on normals here, so let's bite the bullet a little bit more. The grass looks too alive to be a graveyard. That is a very good point. We will fix that. I will fix that. Thank you for calling me out. Cool. Now the ground plane is looking good. Nice and bumpy. Nice and bumpy. Very good. Very, very good. That's cool. So if I get into here, there's grass everywhere. Man, there's part of me that really wants to just, like, not get the grass into all this, like, little stuff, but I know it's going to be a huge problem. There's a part of me that's like, what if I Booleaned out a shape for the ground? And the more I think about that, the more I'm like, that's very dumb. Let's not do that. Okay, so grass. Grass needs to look a little bit more dead. I do want it to be green, though. You know what? I think I like it being a little bit more green. I think that's okay. I can live with the green. That'll be our grass. It's almost imperceivable that there's grass here. Have you seen Doctor Strange and did you like it? Okay, so I really don't like Marvel movies. I'm excited for everybody to get their pitchforks out. I look forward to it. Thank you all for being my friend for this long. Yes, I am a Marvel hater. I hate to be the guy, but I don't like Marvel movies. I will say Doctor Strange is probably the best Marvel movie I've ever seen. I mean, I liked old Marvel movies. I liked like the old X-Men and stuff. I really kind of thought Logan was all right. Before they went like Avengers. I'll say I don't like the Avengers saga. We'll put that out there. The rest of it's fine. I know people will hate me for that, and that's okay. You can hate me all you want. But yeah, Marvel just there's something about Marvel that's too weird for me. But your question was Doctor Strange. How do I feel about Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange is super interesting. That scene when he's in the church and everything is like coming out of the tiles and the tiles are growing and reforming and doing that. I'm like, a professional made this. Like a super good artist made this. Somebody who's incredibly talented put time and effort into this, and I can't be upset at that. Dr. Eldritch Stranger Danger. Look, you didn't have to use my God-given name. Like, I appreciate it, but you didn't have to use my God-given name here. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks really good. There's something about it that's just very touching. You can tell that somebody... Okay, here's the thing. This is... I disagree with people's movie opinions a lot, and I disagree with people's artistic opinions. Sometimes I get into arguments with people about, like, music and stuff like that, and I'm usually the pretentious one. I apologize to everybody in my life that I've ever argued with about art. I'm sorry. I apologize big scale. The reason why I argue is because when I look at art, I want to know that the person who made it cared about what they were doing. And if that's not true, then I don't like it. Like, it's so annoying to watch, you know, these movies that are made by big giant corporations and they can't bother to hire a proper writer. It's like, oh, cool. This movie grossed like $10 billion and the writing is terrible. Just hire one more writer. Please hire somebody who cares. Stop just like pushing money out. So I criticize people about that. I criticize music that's made to sell albums. I criticize art that's made to sensationalize whatever political event, stuff like that. I don't like when artists don't care about their own art. If you don't care about your art, what are you doing? You're not an artist. You're a businessman. And it's okay if you're a businessman, but get out of the art world. Go work on something else. I struggle with that. I really don't like that stuff. That stuff makes me feel really gross and weird. And I don't know. As someone who cares a lot about my own art, I really dislike when everything's kind of fake and artificial. And that's not to say that there's not people who work at Disney who don't care about what they're doing. Of course, there's tons of people. I've seen interviews with people who care so much about what they're doing, but they're not the ones in charge. They're not the ones who get the final say, and they're not the ones who get to decide where the company goes. And until artists are in control of their own companies, I really don't trust companies like that. So anyway, that was probably a lot deeper than what you were asking for. I really do like Doctor Strange. You can tell that the animator who was doing all of those scenes cared a lot and really enjoyed their job and had a lot of creative freedom over what they were doing. And I admire that. And I think that's awesome that they were given so much privilege to design what they wanted to. That's kind of rare and it's kind of cool. Do I want a little bit of yellow? No, I don't think I want yellow. You know what I need? Talking about art and caring about art and doing better as an artist. I really need to take a class on color theory. The more I look at color, the more I'm like, everything I make is drab. I make really dark, kind of gross scenes, right? Maybe I should light this guy up. Let's put some lighting in here real quick. Let's do a little bit of lighting. Lighting might sell this. If I pop on a sun, I pop it back on over here. We come into this render. Right, we got ourselves a sun. Let's grab him. Let's go over to here. What does a moon look like? We're going to make ourselves moonlight. And I'm going to up that strength and completely fry the scene. Let's not do that. What do we want? Maybe we want like a spotlight. Let's do like a big like a god ray of moonlight. That might sell this for me. We're going to do just a little bit of moonlight right there, and we're going to focus it where we're going to put most of our little creatures, our little wisps. So let's do that, and let's up the radius quite a bit. You can call your gritty colors light practice. Yeah, but I don't think I'm learning anything right now. I think I might be a little set in my ways when it comes to that sort of stuff. I would like to get outside of my comfort zone a little bit when it comes to color, because every time I do color, I'm just a little bit like I'm not putting as much effort into it as I think I should. Okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for a huge radius. What does radius do? Why do I not understand how radius works? If I up this to like 4,000, it still makes no difference. Maybe radius. Oh, wait. I don't want radius. I want to grab this guy. No? How do I make this longer? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. But that was radius. For some reason, that was still radius. I'm not sure I understand why. If I make it red, I don't see any red on here. Do we see any red on here? Not really. Why are we not seeing any color? Let's use like a bright pink, like something super obvious that it would be impossible to miss. 100. Okay, well, this might not be the time to practice lighting. Let's go ahead and say that. I'm going to go ahead and take a lighting class, a color theory, a lighting class, something like that on Blender. Maybe tomorrow. That might be tomorrow's project when I'm off stream. So we're back to this. Let's go ahead and just fill out the scene and make it a little bit more interesting from a more contextual object basis. So we got ourselves some will-o-wisps, right? We want to put will-o-wisps everywhere. So let's go ahead and copy these guys. I'm going to make a new collection, and it's going to be called Ghouls. And our wisp is in Ghouls. And we're just going to put a bunch of wisps everywhere. So let's copy you and pop you around. I'm going to put this guy inside the mausoleum. He's just hanging out inside here. He's just hanging. Living his best life, not thinking about too much. You know what? I bet there's going to be two little lovers up here in the tree. Let's put some little lovers up in the tree, and they're going to be hanging out, talking, having a great chat, thinking about, you know, what they want to do before the sun rises, because that's what wisps do. They worry about the sunrise. So there's one there, and there's going to be one even higher up, and they're going to be like, hey, come up here. Come hang out. I'm in this old dead tree. He's like, hey, my body from 1,000 years ago is the reason why this tree is alive. And the other one's like, ooh. That's cool. And that's how wisps talk to each other. They have kind of shallow conversations, but they're kind of dark and scary, so it seems deep, which is, you know, just kind of what you're hoping for with your love life. There we go. This guy's hiding behind a little guy there. I'm going to have maybe like a bunch of kids trying to get outside of the graveyard. So we're going to pop you on over here, and you are a kid. So there's going to be a few of these guys over here hanging out, trying to leave. Just like that. Boom. Now, what does that look like? It's pretty good. It needs to be darker. The whole scene needs to be darker. But it does look good. Actually, if I make it darker and I use lighting... You know what? I have an idea. I got an idea. What I want to do is go back to our HDRI. I'm going to lower the HDRI just a little bit, get it pretty dark. To be honest, would you have good topics to talk about after 200 years? That's a good question. That is a good question. Am I still creative? Because if I'm a ghost and I can still write stories inside my head, we're done. We're set. No problem. Easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I got no problem there. If I can't write stories, we're out. I'm done. I give up. Okay. Well, we are here. Let's go ahead and make the entrance to this place. And then I want to go ahead and take it upon myself to mess up some of these tombstones to make it look a little bit less real, or a little bit less fake. So let's grab you. Let's, I don't need to separate by loose parts. I can just grab you two and just delete. Grab you, delete, come back. And we're just going to do the exact same procedure we did to make the walls to build ourselves a little bit of a an entrance. We're going to build a nice, lovely looking little entrance here. Part of me wants to put maybe like a fence in front of it, but you can just walk right through here anyway, so there's no reason in having a fence. The people who made this place are not dumb. Imagine Ghosts just playing D&D for the rest of eternity. Oh god, I hope that's me. I don't believe in ghosts, but oh god, I wish that was me. That would be awesome. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? You're dead. You might as well play some role-playing games. Simo! What's up, Simo? I was talking about you earlier. As per the norm, when am I not talking about you? Okay, so if I rotate this... There we go. And we can bring this guy out just a little bit. Bring it up and make ourselves a nice little entrance here. Oh, that's perfect. That looks great. And so what we're going to want to do here... You heard me talking about color? Do you have any good tips on color? Yeah, it's definitely like one of the things that I need to learn. I know it's hard to learn color. That's not me saying like, oh, I'm going to learn color. It's going to be easy, guys. Like, I know color is really hard to learn. I'm with it. I've been around the block. I know about color. I know about all the kids and their color stuff. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. So that is going to be the beginning of our post. Marco Bucci has good color vids. Okay. I will do my best to remember to put that on my list. You know what? I realized I've made a mistake. Let's grab the whole thing. Let's scooch this guy up quite a bit. And I'm going to pop on one of these down here. And I'm going to pop on a little tiny one up here. And now we're going to do the exact same procedure as last time. Right here. And isolate you. Make sure that you're the correct size for us. And then let's drop it down. Bada boom. There we go. Now, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We go like this. We grab ourselves a little bit of the base. We pull up. Oh, no. Pull up. Thank you. We're going to grab that. Are you posting all of the videos on Discord? Because I think that's what you're doing, and that is very, very appreciated. That is very kind of you if that's what you're doing. There we go. That'll work. And we'll go ahead and grab everything and merge by distance. Get rid of 4. That's exactly what we want. And now I will do this. Apply the mirror modifier. Come back to this guy. Grab these 2. Let's bridge them. Yeah, I put one of the color videos there. That is very sweet. Thank you, Simo. Art is one big love and learn. Absolutely. If you don't love art, and you're an artist, what the heck are you doing? If you want to make money, go do something else. Guaranteed, it is not. It's not art that's gonna make you a bunch of money. I mean, maybe art will make you a bunch of money if you're passionate, but a lack of passion is really, really hard to work with. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just don't like a lack of passion. I don't like when people just don't care about anything. The worst thing that people ever tell me is like, hey, this is one of those movies that you turn your brain off and you watch. If you tell me that, I'm not watching that movie. I will not watch a movie where I'm expected to turn my brain off. That would drive me nuts. That's just so annoying. I don't want to turn my brain off. I'm not built that way. That's not what I do. The reason I ingest art is to think about art. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I think my point's clear. I think everybody probably roughly agrees, but I'm just passionate about these things. Okay, look at this. Dare I say, that looks really good. A little bit of creasing and subsurface modifiers, and all of this would look really believable, too. So, dare I say, I feel pretty comfortable. One thing I'm going to do is add the wall texture, the mossy, to you. And what we're going to want to do with you is go into edit mode, grab your UVs, do a cube project, and hope that cube works. Cube does not work. Smart project. Oh, I guess I should probably select everything before I do a cube project, shouldn't I? And it's not going to be a cube project. It definitely has to be a smart project. Do I care that much? Maybe I don't care that much. It looks all right. It could use some help. It's fine. Let's take it as is. Okay, so what's next? What do we all want to see? What are you all feeling? I'm going to go ahead and set up the camera. But if anybody has any ideas, we have 45 minutes. That's a good amount of time. We've been nailing stuff for 45 minutes. So 45 minutes to add whatever you want. If you want more will-o-wisps, we can add more will-o-wisps. If you want me to add some sort of variations to here, if you want me to add a new object, whatever. You tell me. And we'll add it. 2 flat landscape. All right, there's Simo's opinion. Simo, I respect it. This guy goes down to the bottom, and this is called front gate. The tree and the leaves go to the back row. Back row. Mid is here. Let's set up a camera now inside of the regular scene collection. And let's do this. I definitely messed up my startup file somehow because it looks super weird with my camera, but I can't say I'm that upset about it. So that is going to be a GX. Bring this guy on over. GX. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a GY, bring it back. GZ, bring it up. And now what we want to do is go to the camera and change the focal length to 25. And now we're going to GX just a little bit on over. GY just a little bit forward. GX just a little bit back. That's a pretty good camera angle if I say so myself. That looks pretty good. That's the shot right there. Red's world is canonically flat now. There's part of me that wants to make like a Scatman Carruthers joke, but I don't think it'll land. So we're just going to have to call it. Let's go SY. SX. Wow, my brain cannot process what I'm looking at right now. My brain cannot process this. This is hurting me. Anybody else getting kind of weirded out by looking at this? Okay, we've just barely missed the land there, but I'm going to go up just a little bit so we have it. Hey, Junie. How you doing, Junie? I was wondering where you were. Okay, so that is our shot. That holds right there. You were taking a nap? Absolutely. Nothing like a good nap. Let's do it like this. And then I'm going to remove all of this. Hard remove. Hard remove. Get out of here. Get out of there. Go away. Get out. Why won't it go away? There we go. Come on. There we go. That'll do. So now we should have a lot of grass just chilling here. And not a lot of grass over there. If I look through the camera, we come into here, and you can barely even see the grass. But it's there. But it's there. You know what would have been better than grass? Clover might have done it. All right, am I going to trust Simo's opinion with the ground being super weird? I think I like the ground as is. But you've said it, and now I'm kind of stuck, and now I'm thinking, do I actually want to change the grass? Tell you what, first and foremost, I'm going to focus on what I said I was going to focus on. I'm going to apply these tombstones. And once we apply these tombstones, I can take away our curves. Because the tombstones... Whoa. Ugh. The tombstones look good enough to me. I don't know what I just choked on. I choked on literally air. Which I guess happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop on a little bit of this. A little bit of that. And we're just going to want to get a little weird with it. So, delete. Delete. Honestly, less is going to be more here. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Less is more. Less is more. Okay, on the front, we're going to grab you guys. I'm going to do something really prominent here. These guys, they got a little budget deal on their tombstones, and they don't have a coffin. They got cremated. So those guys, they're just chilling. They're the budget crew. We'll have one, like, haunted guy. Oh, this guy with the will-o-wisp is haunted. And the tombstone's gone, so the will-o-wisp is like, hey, who am I? And I think that's a good little bit of world building. And then we'll pop that into here, and I think we're done. Right? That's easy enough. And now I'm going to grab some tombstones and say that some of them are really dirty. Add a little bit of variation to the tombstones. That's going to make this a little bit interesting. So, what are we thinking for how to do this? I guess what I have to do is come into here, go into edit mode, and separate by loose parts, which I don't want to do. Separate by loose parts. We're going to grab you. We're going to do the exact same thing. Separate by loose parts. Come into here. Grab you. Separate by loose parts. And now the question is, who is dirty and who is not dirty? You're big time dirty. That ain't how coffins work. Those are grave covers. Yeah, you heard. They're grave covers. It's okay. We're here on them being grave covers. I think a lot of people in the back are probably dirty. And when you're building a graveyard, you're probably starting from the sides and you're building in, I assume. This guy's really old, so him hanging out here would make sense. These guys are all super new because they're cremated, and cremation is what the cool kids do. Hey, when you die, don't forget to get cremated. And use my coupon code, ReadyEra at checkout. All right, that guy is way old because his tombstone's missing. There we go. That is that, and we're going to join all that together. So what are you? Where are you? This is called Dirty Tombstones. We can go ahead and put you up there. I think I can grab all of these guys now and bind them together. Make sure we're not accidentally grabbing anything. We can bind these guys together, right? And make sure we're not grabbing anything. We got the mausoleum, but otherwise we just got tombstones in the back. Bind these guys together. And we can put all of those together. And if I put all of these guys together, we now have clean tombstones, right? If I were better at 3D modeling, I would have done instances, and the instances would have processed a little bit quicker, but Bob's your uncle, right? Cool. Okay, this works. I can live super well with this. So let's go ahead and node these guys up. Oh man, what if we made like one of the tombstones kind of like enchanted? Now I'm starting to think about things. Oh, or if in the mausoleum, I could put something inside the mausoleum that's kind of spooky. Let's do that. We need more color, so I'd rather do that. Let's get our dirty tombstones. I'm going to go ahead and not do that. I'm going to go ahead and copy. No, hello? Dirty tombstones. Let's copy you. We're going to call you Dirty Tomb. And these guys need to be a mixture of colors. Like this. And it's going to be you. And it's going to be a dark putrid kind of green. Like that. And it's going to be a little bit of a brownish, tarnished looking red. Like that right there. And we'll go ahead and put that together. Put on a Musgrave. And I think we're golden. We'll put it up to like 40. I'm going to go ahead and say there is no clear coat on this one. 0 on the clear coat. Barely any of the green. Mostly it's going to be just this gray. And we'll do our normal funk to get it looking good. Oh, actually, just do this. Pop you on over. Pop you on over. Make you look nice. We can go ahead and up that scale quite a bit. Something ain't right here. I think we want to do this. And this probably can just go. Actually, if that becomes a little bit of the yellow-greenish... and we drop that scale down just a little bit. And we're going to make that gray way darker and maybe add a little bit of a brown to it. How does that look? Maybe a little bit on the lighter side. It looks a little dingy. Yeah, there we go. Really subtle. Very small differences. Now there's just something different between these guys. That's the whole idea. If I had a bunch of time, I would love to come to these graves and put a bunch of markings on them, but I'm not going to do that. So instead, let's go fix up the mausoleum. So what the heck do I want to do in this mausoleum? I think we just want to make like a portal, right? So let's go ahead and add ourselves a circle. Rotate this bad boy by 90 degrees. Bring it on up. We'll go ahead and fill it. We'll pull it on up. Give it a little bit of a rotate for the camera's sake. And let's push them on in. So, scrolling down. We're bringing it over. Bring it down. Just a little portal inside the mausoleum. Does that even work? That looks kind of weird. You know what? That's okay. I can live with that. We'll do the portal. Okay. What kind of salad do I like to eat? You know, when I was younger, it was always just a Caesar, a chicken Caesar salad. Now that I've gotten older, we're in the salad world. We live in, it's the salad world. I live in salad world. I go kind of ham for like a blue cheese pecan or a candied pecan, cranberry. I love chickpeas. I love almost always a spinach base. I like spinach. So there's my first little bit of normalcy is spinach. But man, I do love me a salad. Okay, check this out. We're going to go ahead and grab this real quick. Before I finish my salad conversation, let me apply some scale and make sure that we're doing this. Yeah, so the salads that I go for, you're a fan of Greek salad with lots of feta? I would like a Greek salad, but I don't like olives. Olives are too gross for me. Something about olives just really doesn't do it for me. Oh, we forgot to do that correctly. There we go. Okay, so all of this can be dropped down to like 0.5, except for you need to be like point something here. Like a 0.3 diced cherry tomatoes. That sounds good. The problem with tomatoes for me is my family has pretty notorious acid reflux. So it would definitely hurt me, but it does sound good. I would eat it. I would definitely eat it. Yeah, everybody in my family has it for some reason. I don't know why. Just one of those weird genetic things. But, you know, not that bad. Okay, so check this out. We have a couple options here. I'm thinking about adding a magic texture with like a 3 or a 4 and a really high level of distortion. And scaling it down to like 1. But then I'm also kind of thinking about adding a wave texture to the front of this with a circle. My family has acid reflux too. I've learned to not eat so fast and chew my food more to keep it. For me, it just comes down to not eating tomatoes. Tomatoes are really like the only thing that kind of get me. If I don't eat tomatoes, I'm usually good. Tomatoes are just like killers. Okay, if I up the distortion on this guy a little bit. Ooh, ooh. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, we got ourselves a portal. I might go ahead and make it diagonals instead. Oh, it looks good. All right, a portal is obviously like that color and purple, right? There's no other color for a portal. And then I need it to be like mega bright. Actually, and there probably should be some black in the middle to make like good color separation. Maybe with more of like a B-spline sort of light sort of thing. I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. My roommate just got home and I don't like having my door open so I annoy them or we get noise or whatever. So kind of just a mutual respect thing to not do that. All right. Oh, man, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. Is that too crazy for a portal? How do we feel about this? Is this too nuts? There's a part of me that wants to do like a spiral texture instead. I think I got a weird idea. Let's go ahead and really quick do this. I'm going to take it upon myself to maybe make this look a little bit more interesting, but it could look worse. So we're going to do this. We're going to reverse the two of these guys. Spirally. Okay, I don't know exactly how spirally I can go. So we're not counting on spirally yet. Bear with me. So what I want to do is go back to rings, go to spherical. Let's go straight in with just this color real quick. And we're going to want a black and a white, so we just have a clear separation of color. I'll change the white to a color later once we're more confident. And what we're going to want to do is add ourselves this with an object texture. And we'll actually just go ahead and copy that one down there so that there's a little bit less processing going in on our side. So I'll just put that right there, and we'll pop you on right there. And I'll go ahead and add like 10 of these guys. And looking at this, we definitely want to up this guy just a little bit. There we go. That'll work. So we don't want 10. We're going to want 6. There's your stream sneeze. I think that might have been your second or third stream sneeze, but have fun with that. Let's see. 4. Distortion is now going to get up just a little bit. Okay, I think that's as close as I'm going to get to a spiral in this amount of time. The way that you would do a spiral normally is you would do a bunch of vector math, but I don't want to sit and do that right now. That was going to take way too long. So we're going to go ahead and just do this with a rougey dark sort of color. And then what we're going to do is do a color dodge, color burn, something like that. So what I want to do is get kind of psychedelic on this guy. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Overlay might be all right, but we're going to have to lower some of these parameters, so let's not try that yet. Screen? Oh, wait, hold on. Burn. Where is burn? Color burn. Here's where things get kind of creepy and weird. We'll do that. And then I'm going to switch this color up to more of a red. Get rid of you. Make you a bright white. It's actually not working the way I want it to. Oh well. This might have to just be a chill portal then. Like that. Lower the factor down a little bit. And that's more along the lines of what I was hoping to get. We'll go ahead and make this guy blue for the sake of the contrast. Why is he being so weird? It is not giving us what we want. We want less of that weird contrast. Why are you going like absolute blue? It doesn't make any sense. Huh. Strange. Well, that'll have to be our portal. I will take it upon myself to lower the distortion of this guy by just a little bit and lower the distortion of this guy by just a little bit. No, actually up you by a lot of bit. But we can scale you down correctly. And that's better. Perfect. Okay. So what do we got? We got 20 minutes before speed sketch time. That's not a bad looking portal inside there. What do I want to add in 20 minutes? 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. I would like to add shrubs. Let's add shrubs. I have a feeling I can make shrubs with the sapling generator. So I'm going to try my best. Let's see here. We want to put saplings down. This is going to get weird quick. I guarantee you. This is going to get weird really quick. What am I using? Oh, a willow is probably exactly what we want. A willow looks good. Now, we want to up the bevel resolution a little bit. Branch radius. Branch splitting. Here we go. We're going to up this. It is just a small tree, isn't it? If you think about it, a shrub is just a small tree. Let's relax. It's just a small tree, obviously. It's just a small tree. We don't have to think too much about it. It's just a small tree. The question is, how do I make the tree small? How on earth am I going to make this guy small? Branch growth. Here we go. Here we go. So we got it nice and small, and now I want to make it skinny and long. There we go. There we go. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes. Okay, so I need to shrink this, and this is a shrub. So we need less branches, and then we're done. So we're looking at... Where are our branches? Levels 1. Branch splits 1. Okay, I don't know why that doesn't work. Come on. I'm trying to manifest my own reality right now. Come on, you got this. Branch splitting. Split. Segment splits. 0.1. 0.1. 0.05. 0.01. And this will be 0.2. 0.15. This is manic. This is the most manic energy I've experienced. Oh, here we go. Branches. 10. 20. 1. 5. Okay, we're here. Yep. 8. That is our shrub. That's an okay looking shrub to me. Now we're going to go down to leaves. Show leaves. They're going to have to be scaled up quite a bit because this is big. That's a little bit too much of a scale. And now we're going to say leaves. There's an ungodly amount of leaves because it's a shrub. Let's say 30 is okay. There he is. We made a shrub. Somehow, by sheer willpower, we've manifested a shrub. Do we deserve a shrub? I don't know if we deserve a shrub, but we did make a shrub. And that's all that counts. So now I just got to fill this guy with a shrub. A shrubbery. What is that from? Is that a Monty Python thing? Oh, no, I'm thinking of, oh, what is the video? The lady from Harry Potter. Really amazing actress. And she's like, a handbag? That's one of the best YouTube videos ever made. Shout out to whoever made that video. Okay, so we are popping up onto here. And I assume the shrubs wouldn't be too out of control. So we're going to do a little bit of this. And where else would we put a shrub? I'm kind of trying not to just put it in the four corners. So if we put one inside of here, I don't think that would be a huge issue. Again, we're going to rotate towards the thing we don't want to rotate towards because that's how trees work. And then we'll go ahead and just take it upon ourselves to put 2 of them right in front of the gate because that makes a lot of logistical sense to me. If I owned a graveyard and I wanted to keep varmints out, I would keep shrubs next to the front gate. There we go. Look at this lively little scene we've made here. This is looking super real now. Cool. We got 15 minutes before we have to sink into the final little bit of this. So now the question is, can I grab the branches of all of these? More like unlively? How dare you? How dare you? Okay, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to Control L and copy the materials. I'm doing this off the cusp, so if it fails, I guess I'm only to be blamed, but I was going to say that you can't blame me. But I guess you could blame me. And blaming me probably would make a lot of sense. So if I link materials, and now we switch over to material view, we should have leaves, leaves and branch, leaves and branch. Pretty good. Now, just for the sake of my own humiliation, I'm going to actually take it upon myself to make these leaves, like, actually nice. Okay, somebody is posting in the Discord. Oh, we are getting suggestions. Thank you. Hey, guys, don't forget to suggest in the speed sketch, and please vote on your favorites. If you don't vote, then I just get to choose, right? So make sure you vote. Very, very crucial. What do we have here? That's material 1. We're going to call you leaves. We're going to take these leaves. We're going to pop them a little bit more saturated and a little bit more green. That is too green and too saturated. There we go. That's not a bad looking color. Let's look at that through here. That's pretty good. I'm going to grab the ground plane. You know what? We're actually going to make this into sand. There's no reason that this wouldn't just be like a sand texture. That didn't really work now, did it? Actually, it looks a lot better. Dare I say that actually looks a good amount better. Sure, I can live with this. Oh wait, I know exactly why it looks bad. Never mind. Hold on. Refrain. I meant to change this one. I was like, why is the green not changing? It was my fault. There we go. That's going to be a little bit more of a graveyard vibe to it. Now the leaves are maybe a little bit too vibrant. So we're going to bring them down and we're going to lower them down just a little bit. But again, I want to keep things a little bit more colorful than what we were doing before. The mossy rock on all of this can be made just a little bit brighter, which is this color right here. Again, we just want it to be a little bit more bright. There's nothing against it being bright. Yes, that just looks so much better. Yeah, so we need to be careful of our lighting. We can't get wrapped up in lighting too much. The more we get wrapped up in lighting, the more we're just going to underlight our scenes. And I don't want to get in that habit. So we're going to force ourselves to learn right now. So again, we're going to take you. You're going to be 0.08. And you are going to be 0.1. We're going to take a look at all this, and it looks pretty good to me. The scene looks a lot better. Good, 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 good. Okay, cool. This gate, I'm not loving the gate, so I'm going to call this Mossy Gate. And all I'm going to do is take this brick texture, and we're going to scale it down by a lot. And that looks a lot better. Little quality of life. Little tiny quality of life updates. Little tiny things are going to make a huge difference to this scene. Now, we have all of our little ghost boys. And they all have separate materials, which is really frustrating. So I'm going to call you Wisp, and we're going to grab each of our Wisps. What is this? Wisp number 1? It is. So now we grab you, and I'm going to control link materials. We're going to grab this Wisp. This should have all of the other values attached to it. And I can take the strength and up that strength a little bit so that they stand out a little bit better. Not bad. Not bad. We got 10 minutes. Okay. We're getting down to it for 10 minutes. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to up the brick texture just a little bit for each part of this. The only thing I really want to add to this is the moon. I just don't know how to make it work. You know what? I actually do know how to make it work. I know how to make a moon work. Moons are easy. Let's go into min. And we're going to add a light source. And this time I'm going to do a point light. You know, I've never used an area light before, and I bet an area light is exactly what I want. But I'm not comfortable enough to do it. So we're going to leave it for now. Instead, I'm going to add this really deep blue color with super high wattage. Maybe add a little bit of a purpley undertone to it. Increase that radius just a little bit. And now we're going to go to our HDRI and make it even darker. We're going to really try and hone in on that night scene. So I'm going to say like 0.4. Get it feeling really nice and dark in here. Okay, now this guy, we're going to want him up to 4,000. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to need to take a lighting course for sure. There we go. That worked. Oh, that worked. There we go. And now we have a little cast on top of this. No cast on the bottom. We got shadows. Oh, much better. And now we have shadows pushing. Oh, that's it right there. That's the believability. Yeah, we have a shadow pulling that down, and these are going sideways. We're here. We've done it. What a much better scene. Okay. So lighting is on point. Lighting is here. This is feeling good. For low poly, this is feeling pretty good. So the last thing I probably want to add is another point light. This is it. This is it. This is how we're going to do this. This is going to look great. Let's make sure we hide this really well inside the mausoleum. Looking like a spooky level from Banjo-Kazooie. That's very relevant that you said that, because I think before you were here, I said that Banjo-Tooie is my favorite N64 game. So it's a very relevant thing you just said. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give this maybe like 100. Increase that radius a little bit. And let's go for like 500. Oh, I love that little glow there. That's got some good energy to it. That's got such good energy to it. Oh, we're here. Somehow we're doing this. There's nothing quite like streaming 3D modeling. I'm going to be very real with you guys for a second. There's nothing like streaming 3D modeling and learning something in front of people and having that weird, like, embarrassed but happy, and I don't know, it feels really good to like be in front of people and kind of learn something on the spot, right? It's like, oh, hey, my brain still works. Look, like I'm capable of thinking. Wow, I've proved it. Today I proved that I could think. It's a good feeling. I do feel like something's missing here. It's a good composition, though. I actually really like this scene. It looks really good. Color me pretty pleased with this guy. Okay, you know what? I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. I can't do anything in 5 minutes, and I'm kind of hitting a wall. Ugh, for creativity. Ugh, nice stretch. So this is it for the first part of the stream. So we're gonna move on to the speed sketch. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. Some kind of statue of a saint or something. Oh, that would be good. If I had time, that would be it. That would be great. But we don't have time. So that'll be it. So I will see you all in the second half.